Okay, now we are on.
And welcome to Bonn Capitals Baseball. My name is Brent Kerrigan. I am with Angela Beckman, Max Paulus, and Felix Hauken. We're pleased to bring you the game on this Easter Sunday between the Bonn Capitals and the Cologne Cardinals. It should be a great game today. Bonn won their first two games of the season, 12-1 and 4-0 against Hamburg last week. Vinny Aretz, who was in excellent early form with 5 hits, including a home run in both games. He's ready to go again today. He's second in the league when it comes to hits. Newcomer John Schultz, we're going to talk about him a little bit today as well. Also had 4 hits. Noah Lint, who's pitching today for the Capitals, also pitched a very good game in that first game. And we're going to talk about him a bit later as well. The Cardinals have not played a game yet. This is game 1 for them. And on the mound today for the Cardinals is Florian Kavczynski. I am going to stumble over that maybe 1 or 2 times today. My apologies. He's 21 years old. He's been with the Cardinals since 2007. He's a right-hander. Course, homegrown from here in Germany. He'll be facing the before-mentioned Noah Lint. Noah Lint, as I said last week, pitched a great game, had 8 strikeouts. He's 1-0 on the season. He pitched 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. So he's looking to go today. We have the umpires out at home. The manager's just coming out for a quick chat. Quick chat. Andreas Danielzik is at third base tonight. He's your third base umpire. Kevin Musish is at first base, the Musish man. And Jaro Brudas is the home plate umpire for this evening. Why don't we get to those Cardinals lineups, the visitors today? Leading off is Alex Aretz. He's the catcher for the Cardinals today. He's wearing number 6. Timo Stock is the shortstop, not wearing number 25. Number 3 hitter for the Cardinals is Canton Terry. He's in left field. Player coach Kazuza Katayana is the DH today. Nikolaus Eckhardt is the center fielder. Paul Stedler, third base. Nick Kuchhoff is right field. Marvin Stockhouse is your first baseman today for the Cardinals. And rounding out the order for the Cardinals is Cedric Laufer. He is at second base. Now, as the managers exchange scorecards, we have to say it's a beautiful day for baseball. The wind is blowing slightly out to center field. Every single condition you could ask for a good baseball game is here in Bonn on the banks of the Rhine. And some interesting games from the Capitals, some great pitching, and maybe we can talk about that in just a few minutes.
We had a little problem with our video here, but it's now again. It's good again.
Great. So, as we were saying, I'm glad everything's in order.
What we call in German Wackelkontakt.
And how much of that did they hear, Angela?
They
heard everything. That's great. Okay, great. So, thank you very much. Angela, last week we saw some great baseball here in Bonn. What can we expect from the Cardinals? I mean, it's a little hard to know as they haven't played any games yet, but...
Yeah, but I mean, it's mainly the same team as all the other years. A young team, a lot of players from their own youth in there, from like 21, 22, 23 years old. They have 2 new players, one from Canada, one from the US. But other than that, it's the same team as always. And so, I mean, they have to face it. They normally play against, I mean, they're never reach the playoffs, but and it's very difficult. I mean, of course, their target is always to reach the playoffs, but unfortunately, they didn't do that over the last couple of years. So.
And Noah Lint, we saw a great performance by him last week. 8 strikeouts. That's great. And of course, also on Sunday, we saw some great pitching as well.
Yeah, we had Zach Dodson on Sunday with 12 strikeouts. But Noah, I mean, he's the youngster. He's 18 years old, and he had his starting debut last week for the Bundesliga because he pitched already the years before, but only as a reliever. and we see a great development when we see Noah. So
Great. Well, the throw down to second base. It looks like we are just about ready to go here in Bonn. So if you are with your families at home watching the game, welcome. Glad you could join us today. And, of course, to all the fans in the stands, hope you all had a pleasant day. First batter for the Cardinals is Alex Aretz. He's wearing number 6. He is the catcher. And a swing and a miss on that first pitch. Noah Lint picking up where he left off from last game. 0-1 is the count. See fans starting to stream in. Settling in, nice afternoon sun. That's high and outside. Bit of a different lineup today, Angela, for the Bonn Capitals.
yeah,
A bit of a different look.
obviously Max Schmitz thinks okay, against Cologne I can give some of the players a chance start that are normally not in the starting lineup, like Ricardo Migliore or Eric Kunze, which is another youngster here as catcher, the Bonn Capitals catcher.
Yeah, some exciting new players to watch. And that's also high, so 2-2 count evens it out. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning. Bonn Capitals, Cologne Cardinals. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Noah Lint, first batter seen, first batter down. And that'll bring to the plate Timo Stock. He's the shortstop today for the Cardinals, wearing number 25. Swing and a miss. Already Woodstock in the hole. 0-1. And that's in for a strike, too. That was a nice pitch right down the middle. See the shadows now out into shortstop and into third base. And that's high. Lint looking in fine form already. The first two batters seen. Seems to have good control. Pitch is coming in nicely. Good velocity. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 2 up, 2 down for Noah Lint. Bonn Capitals. 2 Ks on the top of the score sheet. Not a bad way to start. Brings up Canton Terry, left fielder for the Cardinals.
So he's one of the new players with the Cardinals. He's from the U.S. He normally plays catcher, but not today, obviously.
He fouls it back. Number 26, he so knew we didn't have a number for him until he turned around. And in his first at-bat, he breaks his first bat. Goes and gets a new piece of lumber. Noah Lint takes a walk around the mound. Wants to keep that pace going. Oh, 1 delivery. And just high. That was a close one. 1-1 is the count. 2 out. No score here in the top of the first inning. And that comes in for a strike, 1-2. Umpire took a second on that one. Little Red Hot Chili Peppers between pitches. New album. That's a ball. 2-2, evens count. Are we a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, Angela?
No.
Okay. Well, that was a quick review by Angela Beckman.
No, but in general, and I'm not a fan of many bands or singer-songwriters. I just go with the music that I like.
All right.
And for me, it doesn't matter who plays it, as long as it's nice.
All right. What is not necessarily nice for Noah Lint is that he lost that. He lost Canton Terry on a walk. So on first base is Mr. Terry. 2 strikeouts and a walk, and that'll bring to the plate the player coach, Kazuza Katayama. Sorry. He's the DH. Lead off by Terry on first. Not much of one. Swing and a miss. Oh, 1 count, 2 out. No score. Runner on first for the Cardinals. Throwback. Nothing doing. Has some, about 7, 8, 9, 10 geese fly overhead. Curve. Fouled back. 0-2 count. It's got him in the hole. It's got a bit of an inside-out swing happening. Katayama does. Lint, the lefty, looks the runner back. And another foul back.
Into the grill.
Yes, do not damage the hamburgers. Please, Mr. Katayama. Golden hour here for the sun. What a lovely day it was. Still a bit of a nip in the air. And he strikes him out. 3 strikeouts in the inning. 1 walk, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. No score here in Bonn. We'll be right back on Cats TV.
Ja, herzlich willkommen auch nochmal an unsere deutschsprachigen Fans. Wir kommentieren hier meistens auf Englisch. Erstens, weil der Brand am besten Englisch kann und zweitens, weil wir doch auch eine ganze Menge Zuschauer haben, die im Ausland sitzen und nicht unbedingt Deutsch können. Und wir gehen davon aus, dass die Baseball-Community Englisch kann. Und von daher, and guess who is the starting hitter?
It must be Eric Brank.
Yes! 100 points to Brank.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. He has started off a little slow to the season, but if we know Eric Brank, that's not going to last for long. And that comes in for a strike. 1-1 is the count. No score here in Bonn between the Cardinals and the Capitals. Double C Day on Easter Day. Pitch. And comes in for a strike. 1-2. We were saying Brank has a 125 average on, it's very small sample size.
Yeah, he had just 1 hit last weekend, and of course...
But he was on base a couple times, I recall.
Yes, with base and balls.
Yeah.
And
down third base line, that's a fair ball.
No.
It looked like a fair ball to me.
It looked like, yeah.
If it was my choice, it'd be fair. But it was a foul ball, so he comes back to home plate. 1-2 is the count. I could have swore that went over first base. Or third base. If it was first base, that was quite the seeing error.
He was running to first base,
there
yes,
you go.
You're right.
As long as eggs. So I had an Easter dinner today. I cooked the whole thing. It was great. We had a big ham, potatoes. My wife is Mexican, so of course we had tortillas with
But you had that in the afternoon or when?
Well, we had about 1 o'clock, Good brunch.
Good
comes in.
Easter lunch. So.
Oh, it was delicious.
Okay. No, I didn't have that.
We had some candy.
But I
up
had
here.
a late breakfast, so.
Okay, well that's good.
Because I had to go to church to sing.
Me too, but Noel. Okay, minus the church and minus the singing. So 2-2 is the count. 3-2 is the count, full count on Brank. But I don't think, if I went to church and I was singing, I think the problem is a lot of people would leave church.
Okay.
That's probably it. Delivery on the way. And it's low, and Eric Brank finds himself at first base. So he gets on. That's what you need to do as the leadoff hitter, and he does. Bringing up Wilson Lee, and welcome back to Wilson Lee. Wilson Lee, of course, took a sojourn in Australia for a little while due to, of course, Angela. Corona, our friend, my friend and yours, Corona.
So he just came back this week to Bonn, but he should be in good shape because he played over the winter. He played baseball in Australia, so.
Must be nice. Good to see him back, of course. Brank at first, pitch comes in low. 1-0. And a hit through. Third and short. 2 up, 2 on for the Capitals. And they've got something going already. Welcome back, Wilson Lee, with your first up, first hit. That'll bring up the hot hitting. And when I say hot hitting, I mean it. Vinny Aaron's .833 average on the season, leading the league in hits.
Yeah, and he's DH today, so not catching.
That's right.
But, of course, you want him to see him in the lineup hitting, so.
Yeah, he had a home run in both games last week.
No, 1 home run in the first game.
Checking stats, my people are telling me you are right, Angela. Next time I'm not going to eat such a big meal.
But all in all, he had 3 hits in the second game, so.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Almost adding up to a home run. Trying to weasel my way into a correction. So 2 on, nobody out for the Capitals. Swing and a miss. Chase that one a little. Not much to say about Kavczynski on the season, of course. They haven't played any games yet.
Yeah, due to last weekend, their game against Paderborn was cancelled because the field in Paderborn was not ready.
Bunt. Sorry, Angela. A bunt comes down but fouled back, and Brank was moving on that.
And so they should have had the start last weekend. They were off on the first playing weekend. The reason is that we have only 7 teams in the Bundesliga North this season, so one team is always off.
Yes. Right, with the leaving of one team,
with
unfortunately.
Solingen, yeah.
High chopper down, back to the pitcher, throws on to first. But he does his job as he advances the runners. Second and third now. Eric Brank on third. And Lee on second. Got to get him down there some way. 1-3 on that play, and that'll bring up John Schultz. Newcomer John Schultz. And, of course, he's got a very interesting story. He's from Reading, Pennsylvania. Signed by the Marlins in 2011. Was in their system for a little bit. Played 2 years in the minors for them. No contract after that. Went to the independent leagues into Evansville, Indiana. Here's a really interesting. He played 2 years in Australia with Wilson Lee. So that ball comes in for a ball. He played 2 years in Australia with Wilson Lee. Didn't play in 2020, but played in 2021 in Evansville. So he sort of retired and then came back. Then came the call from the Capitals, and that's where he finds himself today. A big swing and a miss. 1-1. And so good to have him. I remember last week looked good. First game. The Sun starting, you see the second baseman for the Cardinals, glove up in front of his eyes. Big lead off, chopper down to third. Third baseman bobbles it. All hands safe as Brank comes in to score. Draws first blood for the Cardinals. So, the third baseman, Statler, had that ball and sort of booted around a little bit. That allowed Wilson Lee to remain at second to hold his place as Schultz gets him on to first base and scores Brank. And that'll bring up Leonard Vela, third baseman for the Caps, of course. And a swing and a miss. 1-0 Bonn early on in bottom of the first inning. Have to go with an E5 on that first or that last play. Schultz. That comes in for a strike. 0-2. Vela shook his head at that one. Wasn't quite sure if that was a strike. Fans getting into it. Place is filled up a bit since the beginning of the game. Not quite as many people here as that. Oh, and he strikes him out on a call that was somewhat questionable. I think some in the crowd would agree. And that'll bring up one out. That'll bring up
2 outs.
2 outs. That'll bring up Langhorst. That didn't necessarily look like a strike, but again, as I always say, I'm not paid to be the umpire. That's outside for sure. Runner still first and second. That's Wilson Lee. And John Schultz at first. Langhorst, 400 on the season. Again, small sample size, but we'll take it. Big swing into third base, boots it again, picks it up, throws it on to first base in time. Yes, he snags it out of the dirt, and that'll end the inning for the Capitals. 1 run. Brank crosses the plate. 1-0 Capitals as we head to the top of the second inning. We'll be right back in Caps TV. Welcome back to Caps TV. I'm Brent Kerrigan with Angela Beckman, Max Paulus up here in the booth. 1-0 is the score for the Bonn Capitals. At the plate is Nicholas Eckhart, the center fielder for the Cardinals. Noah Lint on the mound, struck out all 3 batters. 3 of 4 in the first inning, walked the other one. Looking good on the mound. We were just saying off the air how good he looks in his delivery. Young player, exciting player for Bonn. Swing and a miss. He totally had him on that one. Number 22 has 1-1 at the plate. That Sun, the ball's going in. The Sun and through the shadow, so it might be a little tricky for the hitters as he fouls that back. One important point for Bonn today is that Danny Sanchez is injured. He will not be playing today. What was the injury again, Angela?
Obviously hamstring.
Hamstring.
But he will not. I mean, he will miss this weekend, and next week they are anyway off, and then he should be back. So.
Well, when you're as fast as Sanchez and me and athletic like us, these injuries can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he got that. He was running from to first base, and then it happened. So.
Yeah, it's a nasty injury. It's anybody who's had it comes as a bit of a shock when it happens. Of course, doesn't feel great. So full count now for Lint, and he loses them. Loses the leadoff hitter Eckhart, ends up on first base. That'll bring Sadler to the plate. He's a third baseman. Had a couple tricky plays out there at third base in the last half of the inning for the Cardinals. Managed to pick that ball up and throw it on to first and the inning. In the bottom of the first. Eckert at first for the Cardinals takes a modest lead. Lint looks at him. Nothing happening. Comes in low. Looks to his coach down on third base. Steps back in. Back in the dirt again. Nothing happening on first. Back is Eckhart. The wind really has sort of died down, just sort of fluttering. Long shadows. It's the kind of night for baseball when you look at baseball books and they have those beautiful pictures. Well, that's what it's like here. Eckhart takes his lead at first. Lint delivers. 3-0 count. And it comes in for a strike. Sadler was taking all the way on that. Three one count delivery. And a foul back into the trees. And just into the diamond to the other side of us. A mad barrage of kids continues to chase the ball. Never a problem finding a foul ball here at the game. Kids are always going to find it for you. Full count as Lintz fights back on the count. Eckert has no signs of going on first base. Still not going on this one, and he loses them. So 2 walks in a row now for Lint, coming off 3 strikeouts. So he's got 3 strikeouts and 3 walks in the game so far. Lint does. And that'll bring up Kuchhoff. He's the right fielder for the Cardinals. Eckhart at second, Sadler on first. As the coach comes out, check on his pitcher. Saying, look, you did a great job in the first inning. Keep it up. Settle down. Why don't we take a look now that we've got a chance at there's some out-of-town scores we can catch up on. So the Flamingos, I find they keep on winning, Angela. 5-3 over Dortmund today at 12. They played. Paderborn over Dortmund, 15-2. Mannheim over Tübingen, 13-8. Regensburg over 12-0. Heidenheim loses to Stuttgart.
Yeah, and that's the big surprise. It's already the second loss for Heidenheim in the third game,
Yes.
So because they lost one game last weekend as well.
Yeah, that scores 5-3.
They play another game against Stuttgart tomorrow. So
interesting times. So that mound visit is over as Kuchhoff is at the plate with runners on first and second off 2 walks from Lint. That comes in for a strike. 1-1. Young pitcher's going to go through these periods, of course. The key is always how you recover from them. As he looks in at his catcher. 1-1 delivery. And a bunt attempt, but foul. That's 2 failed bunt attempts we've seen today. What are some of those other scores here? Yeah, and then the Flamingos in the later game beat Dortmund 12-7. So the Flamingos off to a good start this year. Lint looks the runners back. Delivery, swing and a miss. And that will bring up Stockhouse. So 1 out in the inning. So Lynn today, it looks like you're going to get strikeouts or walks. So far, if the record shows. Stockhouse is the first baseman today for the Cardinals. 1 out, runners at second and first. Lint trying to get out, a bit of an early tangle. And a throw back to second, and he's safe. Nice right on the mark, but couldn't catch Eckhart napping.
We remember last weekend when Lind had 2 pickoffs on first base.
He's got a great pickoff move. Not going quite so far, Eckhart is. And another bunt attempt, and bunts. Pitch goes right through him. So 0-1. Bunting may not be the Cardinals' strong point, if early evidence today shows. Runners take their lead. 0-1 delivery. And a swing and a miss. Looks overpowered, to be honest with you. 0-2 in the hole. Lint can deliver another one like that one. He's not going to have too many problems with this batter. Simply overpowering in that last pitch. Have to adjust. Wanted to go on that, but he didn't. And umpire said, I kind of agree with you. That's a ball. 1-2 is the count. 1 out. 1-0 is the score. Capitals over the Cardinals so far. And a foul back. Field's looking good. Of course, in preparation for the big couple of weeks that we're going to have in June. And I'm going to give you 0 guesses on what's going to happen on that set of weeks.
7th to 11th of June.
Big, big week. If you have a calendar in front of you, circle them.
Yeah, and we can tell you, you can order the tournament tickets for the whole 5 days now at ticket@capitals.de. So ticket booth is open.
Get yours now. Swing and a miss again. Well, it looked like he had a bit of that ball.
Oh.
Now
I
there's
thought
some.
he was strike out.
It looked like a strike. I think he got a piece of it. Now comes Schmitz, of course, have a little chat with the umpire. He may have gotten a piece of that, of course, sort of behind the fence here. It's hard to see. And actually going to go down to first base now and check and see if first base umpire Music may have had a better view of that as the umpires convene on the mound. What's that website again, Angela?
You mean the email address?
The email address?
Yeah. Ticket@capitals.de.
Tickets@capitals.de.
So he's out.
He's out. So the appeal was successful, and that will, again, we have walks or strikeouts so far for Lint. That's his 5th strikeout today. That will bring up the number 9 hitter for the Cardinals, Cedric Laufer. He's the second baseman. To recap, the Eckhart is at second for the Cardinals. Statler is at first. 2 out.
Yeah, and just to add on that Champions Cup thing, it's really, I mean, we would like to have as many fans as possible. This is why we have the tickets are really, really cheap. So a day ticket costs €8 and a tournament ticket costs €35. So
that's incredibly good.
We think that's affordable. And so we just recommend get your tournament ticket now.
Yeah, and it really is such value. Think of all the great baseball that you're going to see. You get that $35 ticket.
Yeah, the 8
Euro
best
ticket.
teams of Europe.
Yeah,
maybe,
I mean,
yeah.
really, great investment on some great baseball. Foul ball. 1-2 is the count. A game ball somehow ended up here in the booth. Looks like my daughters are here, and I think they scooped them. Are they allowed to keep those balls, or they got to send them
No,
back?
they are not. But
So-
they can go down to the booth and they get a stamp for it. And then after 8 stamps, you get an ice cream or whatever.
That's a great idea. So, girls, sorry.
You know where they sell all the goodies? This is where you give them the ball.
That's good. That's good to know.
Thank you very much. We have to collect the balls.
That's just not the Major League Baseball way, and that's for
Now,
good
actually,
reason.
the problem is, first of all, they
Swing and a miss.
are expensive. But
Yeah.
the main thing is, the deliverer of game balls has very long delivery times, so we really have to save some balls.
You don't want to have to dig into the waterlogged ones from practice. Nope, makes sense. Lint looks back, the runner on second. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and the walk-strike ratio continues. All three are struck out in this inning, along with 2 walks as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 Bond. We'll be right back on Caps TV. And welcome back to Bond Capitals Baseball. 1-0 is the score here in the bottom of the second inning. We welcome to the plate Ricardo Migliore. And he has exactly 1 at-bat this season. No average to speak of.
Yeah, he didn't start last week, the second game, but he came into the game, so had just 1 at bat.
So he's looking to make his mark. He's wearing number 77, playing left field today. New and interesting lineup for Bond today. That comes in high. And a single into left field for Migliore, who rounds first. And now has an official average.
Yeah.
I believe he's batting .500 already on the season, so very good. Nothing like a small sample size. Eddie Stummel comes to the plate. I'm going to give you one guess for what position he's playing today. You guessed it.
I know it.
Yep. He's at second.
He also came into the game last weekend, so play at the beginning, so had just one at bat as well.
Takes a strike on his first pitch.
Well, I think he had 2 at bats, if I remember correctly.
I think you're right. So Migliore takes his lead at first base. Leadoff runner batter is on. Stummel takes a swing, but that goes foul. 1-1. Oh, sorry, 1-2.
0-2.
0-2.
It's not easy, the counting.
Not so. Yeah, exactly. If it gets beyond one hand, I don't have enough fingers.
Although in baseball you don't have to count further than 3, so you should be able to do that.
It's the game for me, Angela. He strikes him out, as Eddie Stummel has some words with the umpire. Not quite agreeing with that.
Relatively inside, but anyway, the umpire decides.
Indeed, so that's 1 down, and that'll bring up Eric Kunze.
Yeah, so he's one of the youngsters. He's, I think 17, and plays with the Bundesliga for the first season.
And a hit into right field, but the right fielder has to take 1 or 2 steps over and easily snags that. So Kunze down.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was quick. So we turn things over to the top of the lineup and Eric Brank. Eric Brank in his first at-bat had a walk. Brank has a hit on the season. 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Batting 125. And that comes in for a strike. Bit of a generous strike zone today.
Yeah, obviously he calls the insides as strikes, so.
Not such a bad thing, as long as it, of course, goes both ways, which I'm sure it will. Swing and a foul back, 0-2. I see, actually, the card now that you were talking about, Angela, for the foul balls that the kids go and get here.
Yeah.
There's 2 stamps on there, I see.
Yeah, and you get 2 stamps, and this is 20 cents per stamp.
Wow.
So that means if you have 4 stamps, you can have an ice cream. So
That's a great deal. Kids, listen up. Get those foul balls. And the runner goes, and he hits it into center field and catches it. And that'll end the inning. So, quick inning for the Bonn Capitals as Brank flies out. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 Caps here on Caps TV.
Dein Sport, dein Team, überall live. Fußball, Eishockey, Basketball, alle Spiele live. Jetzt auf magentasport.de buchen.
Das ist Mia. Mia hat zu Hause einen richtig schönen Designboden, der aber auch leider oberflächige Schäden und tiefe Kratzer aufweist. Dr. Schultz hat dafür die Lösung mit Produkten für die Reinigung und Pflege, wie das Designboden-Pflegeset und um tiefe Kratzer zu beseitigen, das Scratch Fix Repair Set. Und damit Mia genau weiß, wie man ihre Böden zu Hause perfekt pflegt und schützt, gibt es unsere Tutorials auf dem Dr. Schultz YouTube-Channel. Für Mia und euch alle. Damit muss sich Mia nicht mehr um ihre Böden sorgen, sondern kann ganz beruhigt unsere Caps anfeuern. Go Caps!
Welcome back to Bonn. 1-0 Bonn here over the Cardinals so far in the top of the 3rd inning. And the top of the lineup is here. Alex Aretz as the first batter. He's the catcher tonight for the Cardinals. As those shadows get longer and longer. And the swings get longer too.
yeah, long Easter Sunday.
Long Easter Sunday. I'm looking at this lineup.
Sunny Easter Sunday.
Sunny Easter Sunday. And the Mr. Strike or Walk Lint. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts. As that comes in for a strike. And 1, 2, 3 walks. So it's either a strikeout or a walk. Let's see if the trend continues. With strikes, of course. We hope on this end. Swing and a miss, and there
So
you
he
go.
was a strikeout.
And put another K on the score sheet. There we go. Timo Stock, your turn. Wearing number 25 today. Playing shortstop for the Cardinals. That comes in outside. It's been really interesting to watch Lynn's progression for the last year or two. It's got great movement on that ball. Velocity. As well. I mean, he's exciting to watch. He works quick. You hear that ball snapping in the glove. Sounds good, looks good. 2 on the count, 1 out, 1-0 Bond. Eric Brank came across the plate. Back in the first innings, that comes in for a strike, 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Strikes him out, too. 2 up, 2 down. 2 up, 2 struck down. And that brings up Canton Terry. Are we sure it's not Terry Canton? I mean, I just want to say Terry Canton.
I think it's Canton Terry.
All right. That one ends up in the dirt. Got to change him up in there. So the betting up here, is it going to be a strike or a walk? Really, it's edging towards strikeouts now. If we go by the score sheet, and we've actually got a ball in play out to the shortstop. Fires it on to first, and that's it. 3 up, 3 down. Quick work here for Noah Lint.
And it was not a strikeout.
Not a strikeout, so that ends the
It was a
trend.
ground out.
Just as I said it. All right, 1-0 here for the Capitals. We'll be right back on Caps TV. Welcome back to Bonn as Wilson Lee comes to the plate for the Capitals, who lead 1-0 over the Cardinals. Here in the bottom of the third inning, the wind is picked up, heading out to center field. Pretty good game so far, 1-0 as we were saying. Just to recap that score, John Schultz singled on a 1-1 count, and Eric Brank scored on that play. Wilson Lee fouls it. Wilson Lee batting 1,000 on the season. Now, taking into consideration that he's had 1 at-bat, and he singled in his last at-bat. He was left at second base in the last inning. Sorry, in the first inning. That ball comes in low, 1-1. Wilson Lee, who also did a bit of coaching was it last year?
Yeah, last year
Yeah.
he was the coach.
That's
No, not
right.
last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Last
That's
year it
right.
was Max already, so.
Oh, that Corona just flips the time around on me. So nice to see things sort of getting back to normal here, of course. We remind everybody, tickets are free to get into the game when you come. Now, in June, they're going to cost you, but not cost you much. Right now, you can get into the games for free, and make sure you do come. Tomorrow, there's a game.
At 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Get out here. As Wilson Lee heads down to first base on a walk. He really hustled down on that. Lead off. Man is on for Vinny Ahrens. And that's a guy you want at the plate with one on. In 7 at-bats this season, he has 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 1 base on balls. His average is .714, and I memorized all those numbers. Swing down to first base, easy 1 bouncer to first, as Wilson Lee goes into second, no problem. That was a quick hi and goodbye by Ahrens, who is 0-2 today. 0-4-2. That'll bring up John Schultz. John Schultz got to first on an error by the third baseman. That's the error that led to Eric Brank coming home in the bottom of the first inning. Wilson Lee took a lead at second as that ball comes back foul. And we were saying, Angela, earlier that he played with Wilson Lee in Australia.
Hold on a second.
We will hold. As he swings and misses, Schultz does.
I just had to check our sound, but I think we are fine.
You sound great, Angela.
The level of our sound.
Okay. Just want to check.
I'm sorry.
Always working to make everything good here on the broadcast. We have a great crew up here. 0-2 is the count. Great team in the field, great crew up here. We're glad you're with us. And an off-speed pitch. Ball. 1-2. Wilson Lee, nobody's really paying much attention to him out there at second base. That comes in for a strike, and he's out. Not much agreement on that from Schultz or the fans. Nevertheless, has to go back to the dugout despite all protests. That's 2 out now in the inning. That'll bring up Leonard Vella. Leonard Vella, 5 at-bats in the season, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. No average. That comes in for a ball. Pretty sure Wilson Lee, not much of a threat to steal. 2 outs. That's looked quite outside.
It looked quite outside.
But Vella does seem to be off the plate a bit on that front foot. Start that bouncing. That was definitely a ball. 2-1 the count. 2 out. 1-0 Bond over the Cardinals. Bottom of the third inning. The game is clipping along at a pretty good pace. And that's high and outside. So Kevzinski, 3-1 count on Vella. Wilson Lee on second, 2 out. And a chopper down to second base, picks it up, on to first base, and that'll end the inning for the Bond Capitals. We head to the top of the 4th inning here in Bonn, where the score is 1-0, and we'll be back on Caps TV right after this.
third base.
Welcome to Bonn again. 1-0 is the score for the Capitals over the Cardinals. We are in the top of the fourth inning. Noah Lint on the mound for the Capitals. He's got 8 strikeouts so far. Now that equals his strikeout total from the last game last week. So he's off to a pretty good start. Player coach Kazusa Katayama is at the plate, fouls that back. He struck out in the let me look at what that would be, the first inning he struck out in. 0-1 count. Pop up into center field. He's got it, no problem. 1 out on the inning.
Danny Lankhorst comes in, catches the ball, calls it out.
Yeah, he had to fight that sun. I mean, it's not the easiest play. He's fighting the sun in the shadows, so it's not a given. That's an easy play, but he makes it look easy nonetheless. Nicholas Eckhart walked in the second inning. He's at the plate now for the Cardinals. All stats are new for the Cardinals. Like really 1 at bat on the season. As we were mentioning before, they haven't really played at all this year yet.
Three and 0.
And that's looks like he lost him on that play, so that's on that pitch. He's at first base. Eckhart walking his way through the game today. He had a walk in the second, and now he's walked again in the fourth. He's at first base. Tell me about the mascot, Angela. Did they come up with the name?
Yes.
Okay, tell me.
Cappy.
Cappy. Cappy.
Yeah, it's a funny name.
I like it.
It's a
good.
funny name, Cappy.
Cappy.
So obviously 3 people voted for Cappy, and then that was the win.
All right. Well, Cappy it is. Kids, if you come to the old ballpark, say hi to Cappy. It's hot under the... Well, Cappy gets hot in the sun, so be nice to him. Her or her.
It's both.
I haven't checked.
It's both.
Oh, it's
It
both.
changes. It changes gender.
Okay. Good to know. That's the way it should be these days, I suppose. Right. Statler at the plate. He walked as well in the second inning. He's the third baseman. Eckhart leading at first. Lint. Oh, pitcher gets through the legs of the catcher and off to second base goes Eckhart. Eric Kunze behind the plate for Bonn. So, something cooking here maybe for the Cardinals. Statler at the plate. They haven't gotten beyond second today, though. Eckhart was also on second. Made it to second in the second. One out, 2-1 is the count. Statler. And he lost another one to a walk.
I counted only 3 walk balls, but anyway.
Looks like they counted 4, so yes, indeed, it's still 4. It's at first, nonetheless. And that'll bring up Kuchov. Kirchhoff. Give me the proper pronunciation on that, please, Angela. Kirchhoff.
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 Hoff.
Nick Kirchhoff.
That's what I said.
Nick Kirchhoff played for the Capitals when he was at youth age. And then he went to Paderborn, and now he's in Cologne.
All right. 1-0 is the count. So the Cardinals have runners on first and second. Only 1 out. Little bit of struggle behind the plate. Lint. Swing and a miss. Gets that one. 1-1. Good looking pitch there. One out, 1-0. Top of the fourth. No wind to speak of now. Long shadows. Beautiful night. Easter Sunday. Ball comes in for a ball. I see Cappy down there putting in those hours. Happy with the kids, getting his picture taken. That is a good-looking mascot, Angela.
Yeah. Lion King.
Lion King, Cappy. Another ball. So Lint's struggling a bit in this top of the fourth inning with the control. 3-1 is the count. Let's see. Again, it's all how you respond to the challenges you face as pitcher. As the hit comes down to second base, Stummel picks it up, bobbles it, and everybody's safe.
Oh, come on.
Couldn't quite get him up with that ball.
That was a double play.
He made the play.
Should have been.
He made the play a little bit before he picked up the ball. So bases are loaded now for the Cardinals. That's an E4 on that play. Marvin Stockhouse is at the plate. He's the first baseman for the Cardinals. Stockhouse struck out in the second inning. Lint pitches, the base is full, comes in for a strike. I noticed Kunze has dropped a few balls that have come in. It's not casting aspersions on him, but it looks like there's a bit of a just not quite on the same wavelength in this inning.
Yeah, of course he didn't catch that often so far.
Exactly.
So
appeal down to first, and Music Man says he went around. The umpire, Kevin Musish.
in the Bundesliga last season, he catched maybe 3 or 4 innings. I mean, that's it. He's young, so
Yeah,
give him some experience.
absolutely. Youth pitching to youth. Foul back, 1-2. Let's see if Lint can come back from this. Runners take their leads. The delivery high. 2-2 is a count even. Lint looked good against him in the second inning. And a hit out to the shortstop. Fires it on to second, and he is out at second base. A run comes in to score. So the game is now tied here in Bonn. Six-4 on that play. I'll bring up Cedric Laufer. Now the runner coming in to score is Eckhard.
Yeah, the coach, Katayama, complains because he thought that Eddie Stummel was off base, but
Disagree. So at third base, we have Statler. Kushhoff is at first. Laufer at the plate. Sorry, no, on that force out. Kushhoff is at first. Stockhouse at first. Sorry, getting mixed up, Angela. All that Easter food.
yeah, you had too much of it.
Too much. Making me groggy. That force out was playing tricks on me. 1-1 is count. 1 out. 1-1. Score. We've got a game here in Bonn. Swing and a miss. Cedric Laufer struck out in the second, I recall. He's a bit overpowered in that at bat, looking the same here, but runners on the corners. 1-2 count. Lint pitches inside, evens the count, 2-2. Laufer is the second baseman for the Cardinals. Runners take their lead, and that's way outside. Lint struggling a little bit with the control. Full count. Big pitch coming up for Lint. Laufer steps back in, very eager to get back in the box. Runners go, and he swings, and he misses. And that's the inning. The scoreboard had 1 out, and that, of course, was 3. We'll be right back on as we go to the bottom of the 4th here in Bonn. 1-1 score.
So, wir sind in der unteren Hälfte des 4. Innings. Am Schlag ist Danny Langhorst. Die Cardinals haben ausgeglichen im Inning zuvor 1:1 der Spielstand. First strike for Langhorst. Strike 2. Okay, ball. So 2-2 the count. So we have Danny Langhorst 2-2 the count. Full count now.
Full count on Langhorst. See if we can get another leadoff hitter on. 1-1 score here in Bonn. Bottom of the 4th inning. Big hit into center field. And not deep enough as the center fielder comes in to grab it. Bit of a tricky play on that one. Looked a little shaky, but that sun can do tricks on you. So that's 1 down, the inning. Ricardo Migliore comes to the plate. He had a single in his first at bat. He's had 2 at-bats in the season, 1 hit that we saw. And as we were joking, in the last inning, he's 500 on the season already. Pretty much the entire ballpark now is in shadows, except for the center fielder. We see the glove over his face. At least we can from the booth. I don't think the camera's on him right now, but he's the one suffering on the on the field. And that pitch comes in high. 1-1. 2-0, sorry, is the count. 1 out. Kovjinski had a solid game so far. Bit of a struggle in that first inning. Bit, I stress, and that comes in for a strike. So Migliore fouls one back. After Migliore got a single in the second inning, Stummel struck out. Kunze flew out to the right fielder, and Brank flew out to the center fielder. So he quickly extinguished the threat, that leadoff hitter in the last inning, which was Migliore. That comes in for a ball. So it works it to a full count. And another foul. Lots of foul balls, lots of stamps for the kids here today. Remember, get your stamp card. And you can collect them and you can exchange them for an ice cream.
Or any other sweets.
Or anything else, really. The sky is the limit here at the ballpark.
We have everything.
We do. As the smoke from the barbecue drifts by, it's like a slow
True.
torture up here with that. Another foul. He had that lined up.
Yeah, good battle here from Ricardo.
Definitely. Good at bat. Wearing number 77 on his back.
That's his number.
It is. Crowd getting into it. They want to see some more action. 1-1. Low-scoring game for a Bonn Capitals game, but he loses him on a walk.
So he won the battle.
Indeed, he did. So on to first he goes. And that'll bring up Eddie Stummel, who struck out in his first at-bat. Eddie looking to maybe atone for the struggle he had on a play out at second base in that last in the last half of the inning, on top of the fourth. Eddie Stummel, always a fan favorite here. You know, eventually we got a pretty good crowd here today, Angela.
Yeah, finally they came out for Easter Sunday.
Had to finish the meal.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it in Germany? Do you usually have a big meal on like for lunch, or is it supper, or what is it?
I mean, in earlier years, you had it for lunch. But in the meantime, many families just eat an early dinner, or like 6 o'clock or so.
Yeah, and watch the Capitals game.
They come for a dinner here.
That's right.
Just have a burger.
And a swing and a miss by Stummel on that pitch, 0-2. Kovjinski giving Stummel the fits at the plate so far. As Cappy's out there working the crowd. Cappy being the mascot, of course. Chopper down between the shortstop and third baseman. Good for Eddie Stummel. He's on first base as Migliore is at second. The Bonn Capitals have something going here on the bottom of the fourth. Bringing up Eric Kunze. He's the catcher here today. He has no average on the season, only got the one at bat. And in that at bat, he flew out to the right fielder. But he's looking to do something a little more substantial now with Migliore on second and Stummel on first. Fouls that first one back, 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, Kunze is a good hitter. In the juniors where he's playing, he really has his hits. So
runners take their lead. Big hit into right field again. Right, the right fielder goes back. He settles under, and he's got it. No tag on the play as he fires it back into second. That's Kushhoff, the one name I...
Kirchhoff.
Yes,
Yeah.
that Angela's been helping me with, who fired that back in. I'll bring up top of the order, and that's Eric Brank, who has, in this game, in the first, he walked, and in the second, he flew out to the center fielder. So that's 2 flyouts to right field for Kunze. And another one to right field, but the right fielder goes back, but he settles under that one, and he's got that one too. And that'll end the threat of the Bond Capitals here in the bottom of the 4th inning as we head to the top of the 5th. 1-1 is the score. We'll be right back on Caps TV.
Sport, dein Team. Überall live. Fußball, Eishockey, Basketball. Alle Spiele live. Jetzt auf magentasport.de buchen. Dein Sport.
Das ist Mia. Mia hat zu Hause einen richtig schönen Designboden, der aber auch leider oberflächige Schäden und tiefe Kratzer aufweist. Dr. Schultz hat dafür die Lösung mit Produkten für die Reinigung und Pflege, wie das Designboden-Pflegeset und um tiefe Kratzer zu beseitigen, das Scratch Fix Repair Set. Und damit Mia genau weiß, wie man ihre Böden zu Hause perfekt pflegt und schützt, gibt es unsere Tutorials auf dem Dr. Schultz YouTube-Channel. Für Mia und euch alle. Damit muss sich Mia nicht mehr um ihre Böden sorgen, sondern kann ganz beruhigt unsere Caps anfeuern. Go Caps! Das
Welcome back to Bonn, where the score is 1-1 already in the top of the 5th inning. And the Capitals have not looked as sharp as they have been in the past. We do have a pitching change to tell you about. Paul Schmitz comes on to throw for the Capitals. He's only pitched the 1 inning so far. 2 walks he had in that inning in his last game. As that comes in for a ball. Now, to sort of close the books on Noah Lint, who pitched earlier, he had 9 strikeouts by my count and 5 walks as that ball gets fouled back. And, of course, the 1 run. So Lint looked really sharp at the start of the game, struggled a bit in the 4th inning, and now we have a pitching change. Swing and a miss. 1-2 is the count. By the way, Alex Aretz is at the plate, top of the order for the Cardinals. That also gets fouled back. Alex Aretz, in his first 2 at-bats, has struck out. Not necessarily what you want to see in a leadoff batter, but the new at-bat, of course. And that comes in for a ball. 2-2, evens the count. 2-2. And it drops. Will it drop? It looks like he trapped that ball in right field. Was a little hard to see on that. However, Wilson Lee, who's out in right, managed to get his glove in the ball, but not before it touched the ground. So, leadoff batter is on for the Cardinals. That was Alex Aretz. And Timo Stock, the shortstop, is now up for the Cardinals. Schmidt's on the plate. Turns to bunt. Takes it for a strike. Never did. He pulled back just before it came in. Sun just grabbing the top of the trees. Look off at Petersburg on one of the 7 hills behind the park. Another bunt, and Cardinals have been attempting a number of bunts. They have gotten 0 of them down, and yet they persist. 0-2 is the count. Nothing gets you into the, as the throw comes back, nothing happening there. Nothing gets you into the hole more than failed bunt attempt. Of course, it drives coaches crazy. You got to be able to get that bunt down. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Paul Schmitz comes into the game. Loses 1 on a single and then strikes out the next batter. Bringing up Terry Canton. No average. He's had 1 walk. Grounded out to the shortstop in the 3rd. Walked in the 1st.
So we have seen some youngsters here. We have the catcher very young. We have the 2 pitchers very young. So, Max Schmitz, head coach of Cologne Cardinals, give the youngsters a chance here today.
Runner, it takes a strike. The runner first. Threatening, but nothing happening so far. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Now, we've done this before, but I just wanted to maybe repeat some of the scores out of town. Just give me a second in this next pitch. And that's a strike, and he strikes him out. Nice pitch by Schmidt. I'll bring up the player coach Katayama. So earlier, Berlin, the Flamingos beat Dortmund 5-3. Paderborn over Dorn 15-2. Mannheim over Tübingen. I always get that wrong. 13-8. Regensburg 12-0. His throw comes back to first. Nothing going on there. Runner gets back safely. But again, one of the scores we've been keeping an eye on and was a little surprised by was that Heidenheim lost to Stuttgart 5-3 earlier today as that pitch gets fouled back. Second game, Berlin. The Flamingos beat Dortmund 12-7. Paderborn over Dorn 7-5. Mannheim over Tübingen 4-2. Regensburg over Ulm 10-2. And in the 7 o'clock game, 7-3, Mainz over Ha. High over Mainz. Haar over Mainz 8-5 in the game at 1 o'clock today. And here it is 1-1. Top of the 5th inning. With Katsuyama at the plate, the DH for the Cardinals. Paul Schmidt's into pitch for Noah Lind, who had 9 strikeouts and 5 walks on the day. 1 run. Another foul. Katsuyama, no average on the season. Again, this season being today, he flew out to the center fielder in the 4th, and in the 1st, he struck out. And the runner goes, foul back though. And he returns. So we've covered a lot of ground today. Saw some good baseball. We know the mascot's name is Cappy. We know that you need a stamp card. If you are one of the kids running after the foul ball and you want to get that filled and you want to get an ice cream or another sweet of some kind. We've talked about the upcoming tournament in June. Lots covered up here.
That was a nice pitch.
That was a nice pitch. 1-2 the count. 2 out, 1-1. Schmidt's wanting to get out of this inning, obviously. To the dulcet tones of Eminem. Another foul back. Got that inside out swing, I guess, is one way of describing it. Some of the Japanese players in the majors that we've seen have. Obviously, very good hitters for the most part. Runner goes. Chopper down to first base. Snags it. Scramble back to first. And Schultz gets him at first. As he runs into the umpire, but no harm, no foul. And we get out of that inning. The Capitals do. 1-1 is the score. So we head to the bottom of the fifth. We'll be back on Caps TV right after this. Welcome back. Welcome back to Bonn Capitals Baseball. 1-1 is the score here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and Bonn looking to make something happen in this game. It's the bats have been a little cool today as compared to previous games that we've seen. Wilson Lee comes to the plate. He's wearing number 21, and this is his first game of the season. And it is also the first game of the season for the new pitcher today, Nicholas Piontek. No record, so to speak. Of course, this being, again, their first game. And that pitch comes in high, so there's not much we know about him. We shall see. Wilson Lee, of course, as we were saying at the beginning of the game, spent some time in Australia, had a hard time getting back because of coronavirus. But back now, happy to have him, the Bonn Capitals are, as that comes in for a strike. Well, it's the fifth inning, and something we like to do is take a look at this day in baseball history. Wait for this pitch to come in, this 1-1 pitch. That comes in for a strike, 1-2. 1929. Babe Ruth and actress Claire Hodgson are married at 5 a.m. to avoid crowds. The next day, in his first at-bat against the pitcher Red Ruffing, we all know and love him, of course, the Babe hits a home run. That pitch comes in low. Rounding second base, Babe Ruth. He'll doff his cap to Claire in the stands. 1979, this day in baseball at Oakland. Only 653 fans show up to watch the A's beat the Mariners 6-5. 653. That's about the average size crowd they get in Tampa Bay these days. And a single almost takes off the new pitcher Piontek's head as Wilson Lee gets into first base with a single. So that's what happened on this day in baseball history. Little romance.
Yeah, wonderful.
I think it's a little wonderful. The A's beat the Blue Jays last night. Not wonderful.
Oh, the A's did?
Yeah,
Good.
the A's did.
Good for the A's.
No. I'm glad they couldn't hear you, Angela. Your microphone's got to be down a little bit. But I heard that slander. Look, Blue Jays will come back tonight.
I'm a fan of the Bay Area. So
I know. I know you are. I'm sorry about that. As that comes in for a strike, 0-1 is gonna Vinny Aarons. I wore my Blue Jays jersey today just for you, Angela. Just
Thank
for
you.
Max.
That's so nice of you.
I know.
I'm more for green, going for green.
I also go for green. Green and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
for example, green and yellow, like the A's.
No, not that one. 1-1 is the count to Vinny Aarons. Nobody out. Bottom of the fifth inning. 1-1 is the score. And Wilson Lee on first base. That comes in for a strike. 2-2. Some chirping on for the umpire today. Nothing new for an umpire to hear, of course. That ball is inside. Aarons takes a swing at it and fouls that back in, almost into the dugout. Vinny Aarons' average has gone down, of course, with this small sample size. He's now hitting .625 on the season. Hit a walk and a single in today's game. Chops it down to first base, but the first baseman drops it. Second baseman comes by, scoops it, but it doesn't get there. Can't pick it up. Wilson Lee down to third on the play, and got to tell you, the first baseman booted that ball. So first baseman.
Right through his legs.
Right through his legs. Stockhouse is at first base, and so the second baseman, Laufer, comes in to try and save the day, do that little, picks up the ball with his glove and tries to flip it with his glove, and the ball doesn't do the same thing as it does on all the highlights on ESPN. Instead, it didn't go at all. So Wilson Lee's at third base. Aarons is at first. Nobody out. 1-1 is the score.
Schultz at bat.
Yeah. Schultz.
Johnny.
Indeed. So the Bond Capitals needed something to happen. They just may have something in the making. Schultz struck out in his last at-bat. Throw back to first. Runner gets back safely. In the first inning, he hit down to third base. It was narrow on the third baseman. That's the run that scored Brank for the one run for Bond. Schultz takes the ball. 2-0. So Nicholas Piontek comes in and puts two runners on. No thanks, I guess, to the play at first base. Not his fault, obviously. Piontek's. That comes in high. 3-0. Now, if I'm Schultz and I've just seen three balls come in, and really balls, might want to give this one a look. Of course, as the cleanup hitter, he may have free rein. And he took that as expected, and it comes in for a strike. 3-1 is the count. Nobody out. Piontek looks in, ready to pitch. Schultz steps back in. Runners on the corners. Wilson Lee, Vinny Ahrens at first, taking their lead. Vinny Ahrens threatens to go. Fell back.
That's for us.
Oh, that one sounded close. Got to bring the glove.
Yeah, we would have caught it.
True. We got Max Paulus up here. Max, I'm still not sure why you're not on the field playing, but we need some brains, obviously, behind the scenes, so that's good too. 3-2, full count.
Max
on Schultz, and the runner goes. And he loses him onto first base.
Max is more for
Schultz.
skiing, you know.
Yeah, he goes to skiing, and boy, we could have used you last week, Max. You know, there was snow here. There was a delay in the game.
Yeah.
The very first game. All right. Bases loaded for Bond. Nobody out. 1-1 is the score. Big moment in the game. Leonard Vela at the plate. AC/DC comes on to provide a little inspiration. Thunderstruck on a sunny day. Here the fans starting to get into it. These are the kind of moments you look forward to in a baseball game, and certainly if you're a Bonn Capitals fan, time for great expectations. Runners take their lead. That comes in for a strike. 0-1. Not a bad idea. Off the back of that walk, where the pitcher didn't look too close. Piontek. Big swing and a foul back. He's in the hole, 0-2. Lee at third, Ahrens at second, Schultz at first. Bases loaded. Big opportunity. Valor at the plate. Cowbells a clanging. Big hit, but foul. He's ahead of that one. Boy, if he could have straightened that out, might have been nice. And he'll try again. 0-2 the count, nobody out, 1-1 the score, bottom of the fifth. Here on the banks of the Rhine. And a foul. A lot of fouls here today.
Yeah, somebody has to collect the balls.
Those kids all look very fast. 2 Kerrigan children down there today.
Yeah, that's good. They are collecting stamps.
They're a little short for their age, so they're going to have to do a little extra running. I put them on the treadmill at home to make sure they get lots of those foul balls, because I get the ice cream if they get enough stamps, right?
Okay.
So ball goes in. Ball is low, 1-2. I remember when this song came out. Of course, now it's an oldie. It's a little depressing. But not depressing to have the bases loaded for the Capitals. 1-2 delivery. Big hit into left field. Is that going to stay fair?
Probably not.
No, it looks like it's foul. So, nice. If he could straighten that out, might have legs. 1-2 the count. You know, he's getting a little closer. Piontek on the mound. He's come in and loaded the bases, minus the error at first base. That's in for a ball, 2-2. Let's recap the bases. Wilson Lee on third base, Ahrens on second, Schultz on first. Schultz just got there from a walk. At the plate, Vela. 2-2 delivery by Piontek. And that comes in and he strikes him out. Vela watches that pitch come right down the middle. And that'll bring up Danny Lankhorst. Lankhorst flew out to center field back in the fourth and grounded out to the third baseman in the first inning. Lankhorst is on the season has 7 at-bats, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 walk, 286 average. Bases still loaded, only 1 out. That comes in high. Lankhorst sporting those yellow socks. That was called strike. Looked a little outside from up here. 1-1 the count, 1 out, 1-1 the score. Bottom of the 5th. Bonn Capitals need to make something happen here. They want to make this game look good. And a big hit into center field. The center fielder camps under it, though, and it's deep, but not enough. As the runner tag, Wilson Lee goes home and scores. As the ball gets past third base, and the runner moves up to second. So, looked good coming off the bat. Sort of died as it got out into second field. Looked better than it eventually was. Lankhorst, nevertheless, gets an RBI on the play. It's the second time he's flown out to center field today. Coming in to score was Wilson Lee. Ahrens moves out to third. Schultz, seeing as the ball thrown back from center to third base, got past the third baseman, moved into second. So good heads-up play there. And that'll bring up Ricardo Migliore. Walked and singled in this game. Swing and a miss. Except foul. I got a bit of it. As the runners hold. Still a chance to the Capitals, who now take the lead, of course, 2-1. But I'm sure they want to wring a little bit more juice out of this. And that was borderline for the umpire. You can see him hesitating on that. 1-1 the count, 2 out. 2-1 the score. Bonn Capitals going out in front this inning. Runners at second and third. Delivery in the dirt. Runner comes home, and he will be in, standing up. Pass ball leads to a 3-1 score now for Bonn as Ahrens comes in to score. Migliore now the count remains 1-1. At third base is Schultz. That's in for a strike. I do believe that was called for a ball just about a minute or two ago. Cowbell urging on the Capitals, maybe to get 1 or 2 more before the inning ends. And he gets a single into left field.
Second hit for Ricardo Migliore.
Indeed, and he scores. Schultz. And the score is 4-1. So the bases, the original loaded bases scenario now has been cleared of, and at first is Migliore. Key hit for him, bringing up Eddie Stummel, who singled in his previous at-bat in last inning in the fourth. Struck out previous to that in the second. 2 out here in Bonn, 4-1. Capitals over the Cardinals. So they have come through. That pitch comes in high. So that's Piontek on the mound still for the Cardinals. Migliore at first base. Big lead, but doesn't go. Pitch comes in for ball, 2-0. Well, fans, you wanted action this inning. You got action. Always eager and hungry for more. Runner stays. No surprise. 2 out, 3-0 count. Eddie Stummel, an experienced player, a good eye. We'll see if he's taking all the way on this one. And it's called for a strike. And that was called. Last batter, strike as well. Three won the count, 2 out, 4-1 the score. That pitch comes in for a ball. That was a little close, but the umpire says no. On to first you go, and that's fine with me, says Eddie Stummel. And that brings up Eric Hunza. So, Stummel's been on 3 times today. Nice little day's work. Not done yet, of course. Migliore at second. Hunza at the plate. He's flown out twice to the right fielder. Once in the fourth and
Now
once in the second.
Put it a little bit more to the left.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's get that little
Into
over.
the gap.
And the ball gets by the catcher again, and the runners move up. Second and third now are the runners for the Capitals. At third base, Migliore. At second base, Stummel. I really need to know if we're trying to save money on electricity in this booth.
No, I will after we have finished this inning.
All right.
I will switch on the light.
I didn't know if I had to rub some sticks together. I can do it if needed, but...
No, you have to pedal your bike.
Oh, that's what it was.
We should sit up here and bike a little bit. Bring
Well,
some
I know
energy to the booth.
after that big Easter meal today, I know I certainly need to do
Yeah,
that.
so here you are.
Exactly.
Here's your chance.
Ask and ye shall receive. 4-1 the score. 1-0 is the
Obviously, you
count.
went to church today.
Obviously, I did. I do a lot of asking. That's for sure. Hey, in this break, let's review sort of what has happened in the game today. A big inning in this inning, really, when Lee got on with a single. An error got him to second. Schultz scored. Aaron scored. Lee came around to score as well. Veller had a strikeout with the bases loaded. Lankhorst flew out to the center fielder, which scored another run. Right now we've got Migliore, who got on with a single. He's at third base. Stummel got on with a walk. Moved on to second on the pass ball. And that brings us to Hunza, who has a 1-0 count. 2 out, 4-1 the score here in Bonn. Big chopper out to the pitcher. Pitcher grabs it, throws on to first base. High, but he gets it, and that'll end the inning. So, Bonn picks up 3 runs in this inning as we go to the top of the 6th inning. 4-1 is the score for the Caps. We'll be right back on Caps TV. Welcome back to Bonn Capitals baseball. Brent Kerrigan Angela Beckman, Max Paulus here in the booth. Great game. 4-1 is the score for your Bonn Capitals. Nicholas Eckhardt shoots back at the pitcher onto first base. Boy, give me
That
some
was
time to
fast.
catch up.
That was fast.
Paul Schmidt's still on the mound. That was Nicholas Eckhardt who grounded out to the pitcher, and that'll bring up Paul Statler. So Statler has walked twice today. Never made it home. So Statler remains with a 0-0 goose egg average, and the ball gets past catcher, no harm, no foul. 1-0 is the count. Lights switch on here in Bonn. The sun has done its work. Gets a little chilly here at night, Angela.
Yeah, it's springtime. It's not summer yet,
Not summer yet, no, so. All
but
the
fans
same.
are happy.
Yeah, fans are happy to get out of the game. They've seen a good one tonight. As that gets into the air, is that going to get out of the stands? Foul, and Wilson.
No, John
Nope.
Schultz.
John
gets
Schultz
it.
comes over, makes the catch, and that's 2 down. Foul out. Schultz gets it.
Johnny.
Johnny. In Canada, you usually take that last name as the nickname. Whenever you have a name that ends in a Y. That can end in
I
a
always
Y
think
better.
about peanuts. Not peanuts.
I'm going to leave that comment right there. Oh, okay. 2 out. 4-1 the score. Top of the 6 on Easter Sunday.
No, Easter eggs, yeah.
Right. So at the plate is not Paul Statler because he just fouled out to first baseman Nick Kush. My favorite. Kirchhoff is at the plate.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Kirchhoff.
Thank you, right fielder. Today he reached on an error. That was the error by Eddie Stummel. And in the second inning, he struck out. 1-0 is the count. 2 out. 4-1 is the score here in Bonn. Top of the 6th inning. Good game so far. Lights on. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Angela, are you ready for some trivia? Not necessarily now. I mean, I want to get you ready.
Okay.
I want you to make sure you're prepared.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. So, Kirchhoff will be followed by Stockhouse and Laufer. That's outside. 2-2 now, evens the count. Lots of fans sticking around. It's a good night for baseball, dressed warm. And a reminder to everybody, there's another game tomorrow at noon. That ball is also low, full count now. Any idea who's pitching tomorrow, Angela?
Zach Dodson.
Big game last week as well. What did he have, 12 strikeouts?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and that ends the inning. Just like that. 1, 2, 3. 4-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Bonn. We'll be right back on Caps TV.
I don't know.
Welcome back to Bonn. 4-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Bonn had a 3-run inning last inning, and we go to the top of the order, and that's Eric Brank. Brank flew out to the right fielder in the 4th, flew out to the center fielder in the 2nd, and walked in the 1st inning. So, Bonn looking to capitalize on a newish pitcher that we didn't know much about before the game, Nicholas Piontek, as the pitch comes in for a ball, 1-0. Steps off the mound, regroups. Eric Brank still looking to start his season, hitting-wise, I guess. I mean, he's been on base a number of times. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, like last week, he's looking for his first hit today, so...
Indeed.
Took him a while last week before he had his hit.
Yeah, I mean, he's an experienced player. He's at the top of the order for a reason. He'll get his hits. Everybody takes a little time to warm up, I suppose. Another ball, 2-1. Now, I did promise a trivia question. Now, did I actually bring one today? Yes, I did. And this one is actually a German one.
Oh.
So I'm going to turn my computer so Angela can't see it. Trying to get an unfair advantage, if you know what I mean. Big hit in, but don't think it's enough. No, it's not enough to go as the center fielder comes over and grabs it. Brank is retired. It's the 3rd time he's flown out today. Angela, an easy one for you today. It's not a multiple choice.
It's not a multiple choice.
Not a multiple choice. So, what year was the first, quote-unquote, official baseball game played in Germany?
Yeah. You mean...
Maybe not so easy. I mean, I'll give you the decade. If you give me the decade, I'll give you
Yeah, in the 80s.
No, actually, it was much earlier than that, according to the very deep research that I did. Baseball in Germany, according to this source, started in 1936 with the first official baseball game being played at the 1936 Olympics.
Okay.
So, a single between center and
It's a
left
double,
field.
guess.
I would say so. He's going for it. Throw comes into second. It's going to be close. And the shortstop doesn't come up with the ball. And Wilson Lee comes in with a double. Nice hit.
So he has a good time today, Wilson. His 3rd hit, right?
It's his 3rd hit today. Welcome back to the team, Wilson Lee. So that'll bring up Vinny Ahrens. Bonn has something going here in the bottom of the 6th. So, little research.
So 1936.
Yeah, 1936.
At the Olympics. So a German team, you mean, at the Olympics. Okay.
Exactly. So, I guess a lot of the servicemen after the war, the Americans would have played. They're probably the ones that brought baseball over here. But the first official one, this is why it's in quotations, I suppose, was played in 1936 here. I'm sure, though, people were playing it informally. Here in Bonn, of course.
I know that here
presence.
at the American compound where we are right now, the former American compound, I mean, they played even in the 50s. I mean, I don't know if they played official games, but these were American teams, so from the American embassy. So
I used to play in Berlin and at the site of the Tempelhof Airport. And of course, that was, I think the Americans were bringing that game out there as well. They've turned that entire area into a park now, a giant park, which is great for people who want some space to do things.
That's true.
Bonn always impresses me for the level of baseball that they have here. I spent some time in Berlin, played there. Nothing like Bonn. 3-1 count, 1 out. No, credit to Bonn. And, of course, right here, there's a reason why you get these good tournaments, the championships, because the facilities are here. And you look out at the field, it's done so well, and the lights look so great. Big swing and a miss. It's Ahrens at the plate. Full count now to Aretz. Wilson Lee at second base after his double. You know something's up when that cowbell comes up. Out early in front of that pitch. Fouls it back just above our heads. As the kids keep going. Wilson Lee takes his lead at second. Aaron's at the plate. Full count delivery is high, and he loses him to a walk. So, Bond Capitals 2-1 now. And I'll bring up John Schultz.
Schultz, a friend of Snoopy.
A friend of Snoopy, Schultz. The reference, of course, we were talking about in the last inning. I loved those Snoopy comics when I was a kid, and now my own kids are reading them.
And Max Paulus does not know it.
Max Paulus, shameful.
I don't know where he was raised.
I don't know how he was raised. I think we should call up his folks right now.
Yeah, I think they're in the ballpark, so we should tell them.
Come on up to the booth. We got some questions.
Why didn't you read him Snoopy and Schultz? And Lucy. I think Lucy is
Lucy,
her name.
yeah. So 1-0 is the count now on Schultz. That comes in for a ball. 2-0. So we had the team I played on in Berlin. We were called the Peanut Gang, and we all had.
Look, so you know what we are talking about.
Of course, I knew. And we all took names of the team, and for some reason they gave me Pigpen. Now I like to think I'm a pretty clean person, but I also got the last uniform. That was fouled back. Everybody wanted to be Charlie Brown or Snoopy. Nobody wanted to be Pigpen, so I got it by default.
Yeah.
2-0 the count. Sorry, 2-1 the count.
As long as you're not the Pink Panther.
Exactly.
Maybe your jerseys were pink or so.
Nope. Yellow. Actually, they were yellow and white. My stint in Berlin, as that comes in for a ball, 3-1. My stint in Berlin baseball also found me playing on the Jolly Dodgers mixed fast pitch team. Still occasionally go to Berlin for a game or two. Always a pleasure. Way out in front of that. If he was able to wait a millisecond
I think
on
nobody will find that ball.
Little dark for that
and
one.
there's our Schatzmeister, and he's not looking happy about that.
No.
Our treasurer is up here.
Counting the money
he
as the balls fly out
balls.
out of the park.
Yeah, he's not amused.
3-2 full count. 1 out. 4-1 the score in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runners at second and first. Runner on second is Lee. Aaron's at first base. Piontek sets. And he loses another one to a walk. There's 2 walks in a row now. That's all right.
So here we are again with Leonard Vella and full bases. Loaded.
That's
bases
right.
loaded.
Indeed, it was not 2 walks in a row. Or maybe it was. Well, I'll catch up.
It was 2 walks in a row.
Was.
Yeah.
Leonard Vella is at the plate. He struck out with the bases loaded last time. Let's see if he makes amends for that in this at-bat. 1 out, 4-1 the score. Piontek delivers. Big swing, but a miss. 0-1. Vella finds himself in the hole early on. So he struck out. Bases loaded in the 5th. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 3rd and struck out in the 1st. That's Vella's resume for the day. And that comes in for a strike as well. Vella playing third base today. Piontek sets. 0-2 delivery. A hit into right field. Right fielder camps under it. Catches it. Tag from third base. Wilson Lee threatens but does not go. But now we've got a runner on third base. And Wilson Lee goes back to third. Throws back to second. It's getting a little complicated here, folks. Lee comes across the score. They've got the runner. Aronson a run down. They finally dive and catch him, and he's out. That was a boggle of a play. So 2 out in the inning. The run still comes home to score, as that was scored before the play was completed. The score is 5-1 as we end the inning. We'll be right back on Caps TV.
Dein Team. Überall live. Fußball, Eishockey, Basketball. Alle Spiele live. Jetzt auf magentasport.de buchen.
Ist Mia. Mia hat zu Hause einen richtig schönen Designboden, der aber auch leider oberflächige Schäden und tiefe Kratzer aufweist. Dr. Schultz hat dafür die Lösung mit Produkten für die Reinigung und Pflege, wie das Designboden-Pflegeset und um tiefe Kratzer zu beseitigen, das Scratch Fix Repair Set. Und damit Mia genau weiß, wie man ihre Böden zu Hause perfekt pflegt und schützt, gibt es unsere Tutorials auf dem Dr. Schultz YouTube-Channel. Für Mia und euch alle. Damit muss sich Mia nicht mehr um ihre Böden sorgen, sondern kann ganz beruhigt unsere Caps anfeuern. Go Caps!
Welcome back to Bonn as we head to the top of the 7th inning. 5-1 is the score for your Bonn Capitals after a very interesting set of plays and almost screw-ups on the base pass, but eventually worked out for the Capitals as the run comes in from Wilson Lee. All right, Marvin Stackhouse is at the plate for the Cardinals. And that comes in for a strike, 1-1. Stockhouse grounded out shortstop, who forced out at second base in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 2nd. Where's number 5? And he strikes him out. Schmidt does. On the mound, so 1 up, 1 down. As Michael Jackson says in this walk-up music, he is bad, but oh so good on the mound so far. Cedric Laufer at the plate. He's the second baseman. Chopper back to the pitcher. Schmidt throws it on to first. Just like that, it's 2 down. 1-3 on that play, and we flip the order over to Alex Aretz, who is the catcher for the Cardinals. He singled back in the 5th inning, actually, and he has struck out in the 3rd and the 1st. Comes in with some heat on that one. Sounded that way anyway. 0-1. 2 down, 5-1 the score. Top of the 7th. Foul ball. Into the darkness. As a kid takes a tumble down into the grass. She's fine. At least a dozen kids go running for that ball. It's like Lord of the Flies down there. chopper. Foul. 0-2 remains the count. Wish my kid was that quick to do her homework. Foul back. Lots of foul balls in today's game. Again, a reminder, tomorrow's game is at 12 noon against these same Cologne Cardinals. And a jumper back up the middle, right past the pitcher, behind his back. Top of the order, runner on for Cardinals. Bringing up Timo Stock. That's 2 singles now for Alex Aretz for the Cardinals. Timo Stock up 3 times to take a look. Struck out 3 times. Remains with a 0 average. Number 25 does. He's the shortstop for the Cardinals. Pitch comes in high. It comes in for a strike. Of course, we thank everybody who's following the game on our feed on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you're having as good of a time as we are. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Weather's supposed to be good tomorrow, so make sure you do come out and see the game.
Yeah, have a little cake and coffee.
And he strikes him out to end the inning. Nice looking inning there from Schmidt, sorry. And then we go to now the bottom of the 7th inning, 5-1 the score. Here on Caps TV, we'll be right back. Oh, gosh. Samuel Gosh. Welcome back to Bond Capitals Baseball. 5-1 is the score as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and we do have a pitcher change for you. It is Samuel Gorsh on the mound. Not much to talk about with respect to Gorsh, with respect to previous statistics, of course, this being the first game. He will face this inning Danny Lankhorst, Ricardo Migliore, and Adrian Stummel. Lankhorst foul ball there, but he flew out twice to center field and grounded out to the third baseman earlier, so he's over 3. Looking to change that. Bottom of the 7th, on a warm day, the temperatures have gone down, of course, a bit this evening. Grounds out again to the third baseman, who bobbles it, keeps it in front of him, throws it on to first, but too late. Safe at first base. That's the third bobble by the third baseman today. Having a few challenges out there. Hot corner on a cool night. Migliore comes to the plate as promised. Single, walk, single today.
So always on base.
He's been a presence on the base, bottom of the order. Eddie Stummel, who's going to follow him, has also been on twice out of 3 times at the plate. That pitch comes in for a strike. Swing and a miss. Some heat on that one. The Gorsh. I don't know what song this is, Angela. We were talking about music before. This song makes me want to put my head in a vice.
Your head in what?
A vice, you know those things that squeeze?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, throw back to first. Nothing doing.
This is where you danced to like 20 years ago, or?
No, this is something I'd like to remove from my memory. 0-2 the count, 5-1. The score as pitcher wants to talk to his catcher. They're either out there talking about the signs, what to throw next, or Easter recipe. I like the ham. What about the turkey? No, this is Germany. Got to go with the ham. Adam's family.
We eat turkey for Thanksgiving. And
Thanksgiving, that's right.
And sometimes even for Christmas, but not for Easter. For Easter, we eat lamb.
You have lamb at Easter. Okay, well, in Canada, we tend to have ham, and that's what we had today. But and the runner goes. Throw down to second. He's got him. He's out. Had him by a long shot, too, and you hear the cheers from the Cardinals bench. So,
2 down.
2 down. Look, I mean, you can't.
Because he was striked him out.
He struck him out. So, look, I mean, you can't argue. You got to get something going, but no go on that one. Thrown out at second. Strikeout at the plate. That'll bring up Eddie Stummel, weighing number 42. Been on twice today, single and a walk. Struck out way back in the second inning. Pitch comes in for a strike, although not sure everybody here agreed with that. Oh, 1 delivery. Inside. It's funny, Angela, we were in Berlin, and there's such differences between Bonn and Berlin and this side of the country and that side of the country. All interesting, of course, and we had a get-together of Canadians at a restaurant, and we asked for Thanksgiving, we asked them to cook a turkey. And that's a strike. And we had to tell them how to make it. They've never cooked
really?
one before, yeah. It's not to everybody's taste. My wife doesn't like it very much. But I enjoy it. 1-2 the count, 2 out, 5-1 the score here in Bonn over the Cardinals. Capitals over the Cardinals so far. That was close, but the umpire calls that a ball. 2-2 the count, 2 out. Lankhorst was caught stealing as Migliore struck out. Quick 2 outs there. And a pop-up looks to be heading foul. Is the first baseman going to get there? No. Right up against the fence. Tough play. Can tell the kids have a holiday tomorrow. They're out on a Sunday night at the game. 9:15 at night.
Yeah, in Germany we have a second Easter day, and that's off.
Love it. I don't know if we get one of the days as a holiday in Canada. Single up the middle for Eddie Stummel. Gets him at first base as the fans respond.
And we have a new hitter now, which is Nick Michelli.
Nick Michelli, welcome to the game. He's in for Eric Kunze. Nick Michelli. Runner on, 2 out. Stummel at first. So Michelli's in for Kunze, who had no hits today. He had grounded out in the 5th. They flew out twice to the right fielder in the 4th and in the 2nd. Pitch is low. In a ground, actually. Swing and a miss. That's a strike. So what do you think, Angela? Is Heidenheim, are they just having a bad few games? Are they out of it?
I don't know. Actually, they have their regular pitching.
Not out of it, I suppose, but
No, but they had Mike Walsenbrook pitching, for example, yesterday. And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just beginning of the season problems. I don't know.
could be.
But regularly, I mean, normally they hardly lose any games during the regular season. So they lost one last week, and not against Regensburg, but
Yeah, nobody's perfect forever, right? So that we saw a ball bounce into the catcher and
but
Stummel
you
down
can
at
see
second.
here also with the Capitals, it needs some time to adjust again,
Sure.
especially the offense. You know,
Another bounce ball in, and Stummel goes from first to second and second to third on some, I guess, wild pitches. I wouldn't necessarily call that a pass ball. Bounce right in front of the catcher. Yeah, early on in the season, players still take some time to adjust. We have to remember that just a couple of weeks it was snowing. Last week, in fact, the game was delayed, the first game because of snow. And a swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and that'll end the inning. 5-1 is the score. As we head to the top of the 8th inning, we'll be right back on Caps TV. Welcome back to Bonn, where the score is 5-1 for the Capitals over the Cardinals so far. On the mound is Nick Michelli as he throws one in for a ball.
And Vincent Aretz behind the plate now.
That's right.
So moved from DH to catcher.
Yes.
His original position.
Okay. At the plate for the Cardinals is Terry Canton, or Canton Terry, as we've been, I think, mistakenly calling him at the beginning of the game. But that's the lineup card we were given, and that comes in for a strike. 1-2. We can call him number 26. We know that's factually correct. He is wearing 26 on his back. Half swing, appeal down to the umpire. The umpire said, I was sleeping. No, just kidding. The umpire says he didn't go around.
Brent sometimes does not mean what he's saying.
Of course not. The umpires do a good job. To making sure everybody's awake, listening. Oh, and it bounces off the base. Oh, and he got him still. So, interesting play where Schultz had the ball hit the bag, had to scoop it really quick and step on the bag, and apparently he did just in time. Those plays are also just calling out for an injury, as you got three things happening at once there.
That's true, yeah.
Thankfully, nothing happened, of course. 1 out. Three unassisted. That'll bring up the DH. Chops it foul. Katayama, he's 0 for 3 today. He'll be followed by Nicholas Eckhardt, who's been seems to be he's been on base every single inning, and it seems that way. Yeah, he's at 2 walks, and then he'll be followed by Paul Statler. Swing and a miss. Got fooled on that one, that's for sure. Michelli's got him. 1-2. I'm sorry, 0-2. 5-1, top of the 8th inning. And not even close. Drops the ball, throws it on to first base to complete the strikeout. But yeah, Michelli shot him fooled on that one. That is 2 out now. Bringing up the aforementioned Eckhardt. As I said, walked twice, grounded out to the pitcher in the last at bat. Bonn, 1 run in the first, 3 in the 6th inning, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Cologne, 1 run in the 4th. Michelli on the mound, 0-2 is the count, 2 out, 5-1 the score. Off-speed pitch, in for a strike. Swing and a miss. Michelli looking good out there on the mound as he knocks down 2. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-1 is the score. We'll be right back in Caps TV. Welcome back to Bond Capitals Baseball here on Caps TV. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, let me catch up with the scorecard here. And the top of the order with Eric Brank. Brank takes a ball. Pretty good game. Nice and competitive so far. If people are showing up expecting a lot of Capitals offense, they didn't get quite in spades, although nope. And this one gets picked up by the first baseman. Steps on first. That's it with that. Eric Brank has had a tough day at the plate. There is always tomorrow, and tomorrow at 12 noon, by the way. That brings up Wilson Lee. Wilson Lee has had a day. A double in the 6th, single in the 5th, walk in the 3rd, single in the 1st. He's trying to catch up for lost time. Of course, we were mentioning earlier, he was in Australia. Today's his first game. That comes in for a strike. Samuel Gorsh still in the mound for the Cardinals. He's had 2 strikeouts. Foul back. Wilson Lee in right field tonight. Don't often see him out there.
Oh, he plays right field occasionally.
Time to time. Recchi has been out there most the time that I've seen, but you are here every game.
Lankhorst normally very often plays right field, but he plays center field last week and this week. So what happened down there?
Something's going on.
Everybody is yelling at everybody.
Let's have some peace, people, on Easter, shall we? Strikes out. 2 out. I'll bring up Vinny Ahrens. Walk in the 6th. He got caught in that weird rundown we had between 2nd and 3rd, and Lee coming in to score, but back in the 6th. He's been involved in a couple of weird plays today. Went to first on an error by the pitcher back in the 5th, and came around to score on a pass. No, got to 3rd on a pass ball, and then came around to score. Grounded out, and then grounded out in the 1st. 1-1 is the score. Is the count. 5-1 is the score. 2 out, so in the top of the 9th, Cardinals will be, of course, looking to get those 4 runs back. We'll see if Michelli comes out again. Boy, he pitched a good inning, that last one. The Gorsh sets and delivers. And that's low. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2 brings it to a full count. I'll tell you, they got some practice in with that barbecue tonight. It smelled so good. Tomorrow, it'll be primed and ready to go if you come to the game at 12. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and that'll end the inning as we head to the top of the 9th, where the score is 5-1 for Bond. We'll be back on Caps TV. Welcome back. 5-1 is the score for the Caps over the Cardinals. Last attempt by the Cardinals to come back. Statler at the plate for the Cardinals, followed by Kushhoff and Marvin Stockhouse. You're going to have a great pronunciation tomorrow as that pitch comes in close by Angela, who's going to be calling the game tomorrow for you at 12. But I have enjoyed being here with you tonight as that pitch comes in for a strike, 1-2. On this fine Easter Sunday. Good baseball, good food, good weather. I literally can't ask for anything more. Sorry, I hate to call it as it is, but that's a kind of a feeble swing and a miss on that one. Micheli's really doing a nice job in there. That's one down. Kirchhoff is now at the plate. He is struck out in the 6th. Got to first on an error by Vela in the 4th and struck out earlier in the 2nd. 0-1 now, the count on him. And a strike. 0-2. Oh, nice pitch. That really looked good, and Micheli strikes out another one. Last attempt now for the Cardinals. Marvin Stockhouse comes to the plate. Actually, he'll be replaced by Jan Rapsch, number 28. Nick Micheli, 4 strikeouts since coming in. And a foul ball, just short of third base. 0-1 the count. If this is indeed the last batter, we hope you enjoyed following the game tonight. We're happy that you followed along with us. And that's a strike. 0-2. So, Cardinals down to their last strike. The crowd works it up, urging an end to the game. Micheli sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out, and that's your ball game. 5-1. The Capitals win today on nice performance by the pitcher, Micheli, at the end of the game, and of course some nice hitting throughout. Angela, any thoughts before we close things down for the evening?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the offense did not show their best performance. We have to admit that. But so it goes. As long as they win, everything is in line. So, yeah, so tomorrow is another day, is another game, and Cologne will bring their new pitcher from Canada.
Nice.
So,
good Canadian boy. We'll see what he can do.
Let's see how he is doing.
All right.
And so we will see another team on Bond's side as well.
Okay, well, on behalf of Angela and Max up here in the booth, I'm Brent. It's been a pleasure, and we will join you again tomorrow. Talk to you then.
Bye-bye.